Hello, and welcome back to the Conscious Code series on the EmbodyME Podcast. I am Crystal Renae, your host and the Soul Brand Alchemist, and I help conscious digital entrepreneurs infuse their human design and gene keys into their purpose-aligned brand, digital offer, and marketing message so they can show up in their business with impact, authenticity, courage, and confidence, and magnetize their soul-aligned clients with ease. And if you haven't already registered for the Impact by Design branding workshop, go ahead and click the link in my show notes. Get yourself registered. That is going to show you my 9-step method of how I infuse my human design and gene keys into my brand, into my clients' brands, basically showing you the entire process of how to create your purpose aligned brand, your digital offer, identify your niche, your soul aligned clients, what marketing message is effective for you, the type of content that you should be creating. I mean, it's the entire thing, and all the way down to the launch of your purpose aligned digital offer based on your human design and gene keys. Go ahead and click that link, get registered, and stay tuned because that's really going to give you some clarity on my entire process. So, with that being said, today we're talking about human design gate 7. And I refer to this gate as the empowered visionary. In human design, it's called the gate of the role of the self in interaction, the gate of uniformity, the gate of collaboration, or the gate of the army. And this gate is located in the identity or G center, moving towards the throat center. And it's connected to gate 31 in the channel of the alpha, which is a design of leadership. In the gene keys, this is called virtue is its own reward. In the I Ching, it's called discipline, water beneath the earth. And this is in the tropical sign of Leo and the Vedic sign of Cancer in the Ashlesha Nakshatra. So the overall energy of gate 7 is all about your leadership, influence, and service. So you might become a voice of empowerment, capturing hearts and minds, and aligning people with shared visions. And with your influence, you can transform conflicts into opportunities for growth, fostering unity and facilitating collaboration as you embrace your true essence of leadership. So let's talk about the shadow of this gate, which is division. And this indicates the presence of manipulation, dictatorship, and the fear of losing power. It's characterized by a hidden and reactive nature, causing disconnection, a lack of collaboration, and an uninvited pursuit of leadership roles. So, in your repressive nature, or if you're in an introverted state, this can show up as being hidden, which represents a more subtle and covert expression of control. The hidden aspects may involve manipulating situations or information behind the scenes to maintain power and influence. And this can involve strategies of secrecy, deception, and manipulation, where individuals work to protect their interests or maintain an advantage without overtly displaying their intentions. This hidden aspect may create an atmosphere of mistrust and uncertainty as people are unaware of the underlying dynamics at play. It really reminds me of what's going on here in the United States political realm. If you're in a reactive state or a more extroverted person, this can show up as being dictatorial, where this is characterized by a rigidity of thought and an unwillingness to see things from other perspectives. People with this energy may hold very strong beliefs and opinions and may have difficulty entertaining alternative ideas or considering other people's experiences. And this can lead to a lack of empathy and an inability to connect with others, which can ultimately create isolation and a sense of disconnection. So, in the shadow, you are forcing your leadership onto others, trying to force your way into these positions of leadership without an invitation or true recognition. and that can lead to a short-lived or ineffective leadership role. If not in touch with your inner strength and true power, you might resort to a dictatorial style of leadership, abusing your position and influence. So you embody abuse of power in your shadow. And you may have a fear of losing your leadership role, which can lead to a self-serving attitude where you prioritize maintaining power over serving the greater good. Like I said, our country is in the shadow of this gate right now. And instead of guiding others with empowering wisdom, you might focus on your own opinions and judgments, losing sight of the true essence of leadership, which is to serve and uplift others. So when facing challenges or uncertainty, you might get swept up away by external influences and lose the inner discipline required for effective leadership. So you're trying to be the sole leader without recognizing the importance of collaboration and support from others, and that can hinder your impact and fulfillment of your purpose. And you may struggle or fight to be seen and recognized as a leader in your shadow, and that can drain your energy and distract you from your true potential. But that brings us to the gift, which is guidance. And it's like the power behind the throne, the advisor, the king's advisor, right? And this represents the ability to influence and lead effectively through empowering wisdom, visionary foresight, and a spirit of service. So, in your gift, you have a deep understanding that true leadership doesn't involve force or coercion. Instead, you lead from behind, empowering others to access their own inner power and potential. People naturally look up to you for advice and instruction because you have a powerful magnetic presence in your gift, and your guidance helps others come to clarity about their own direction in life. You see beyond the present and are oriented toward the future. You can identify when society's current direction needs correction, and you have the ability to offer guidance for a better path forward. It's very Leo of this gate. And your influence is not necessarily as the figurehead leader, but as the power behind the throne. You can persuade others to follow your leadership, influencing those in positions of authority. And actually, as I'm contemplating this gate, I also see the Cancer behind it because the Cancer is very strong, but also kind of in the background. So I can see the combination of Leo and Cancer here. You understand the virtue of surrendering to life and its natural flow in your gift. By aligning with the highest frequency of Gate 7, you can facilitate the process of reuniting humanity and guiding others toward a more harmonious future. And if only our government would align with the gift of this gate instead of staying stuck in the shadow. And that actually brings us to the Siddhi or highest state of frequency of Gate 7, which is virtue. This is repairing the world, which signifies the higher expression of this energy, where your virtuous nature, guided by a deep humility and a spirit of service, repairs divisions, unites humanity, and ushers in a harmonious world. Don't we need this right now? So, in your highest state of frequency, your leadership comes from capturing the hearts, minds, and enthusiasm of those who look up to you. And you can influence others through collaboration, teamwork, and fostering a sense of unity around a shared vision. People can see that you are in service to them and they actually choose you as the leader versus you forcing that upon them. They're like, this person cares about us and we want them to guide us and lead us versus this person is all about themselves and being in control, and they're doing it in the background in a shady way. That's the overall essence from the shadow to the gift of Gate 7. So through your influence, you can unify people around empowering ideas, transforming conflicts into opportunities for growth and evolution. And you're at peace with serving the leader through support and collaboration. Your recognition of the importance of teamwork and collective effort enables you to make a positive impact on the direction of leadership. So you're very influential to the leader itself. And your ability to recognize and support the true leaders in various roles helps amplify their impact, creating a collective influence that positively impacts society. It's almost like you're one of the pillars behind the leadership role. And how you can use this gate in your brand and business is by empowering your clients, empowering those who work with you, giving them guidance, being of service to them, having them see that you are there to help them and not necessarily take over or be the lead in whatever it is that they're creating, but to be the one that supports whatever it is that they are creating or working on. And here are some contemplative questions you can journal on if you have this gate active in your chart. What has been my experience with being guided into my innate power? In what ways do I lead from behind or from the background? And in what ways can I use my discernment and ability to see through illusions to bring greater harmony and alignment to group situations and collaborations? And here are some practical tips if you have this gate active to further embrace the shadow of division and embody the gift of guidance and virtue. Recognize your potential for leadership. Remember that leadership is not about dominating others, but about serving them. Don't rush to take control, but instead wait for a genuine invitation to lead. Practice empathy. Try to see things from others' perspectives, especially when you feel resistance or conflict. Understanding others' viewpoints can help you lead more effectively and foster a more harmonious environment. And avoid manipulation. Resist the urge to control situations or outcomes covertly. Honesty and transparency will earn you more respect and make you a more effective leader. So in gate 7, you go from the shadow of division, and it's almost like divide and conquer, the idea of that. If I keep people separated, they can't come together and overturn me as their leader, right? Into the Siddhi of virtue, where you don't necessarily care to be a leader. What you care about is being of service to humanity, to the collective, and collaboration so that everything is in harmony. And because of that, people see that that is your focus, that is your intention, and they end up choosing you as their leader through the gift of guidance, where you have the ability to influence and lead effectively through the empowered wisdom that you embody, your vision, your foresight, and that spirit of service that lives within you. So that is the beautiful gate 7, the empowered visionary. And I will see you again in the next human design gate video. Have a beautiful day.